guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought we'd get a little bit messy today, and I'm making these beautiful little tags. Now they're made out of a little bit of chipboard, and they've got a little bit of ink and a little bit of chalk paint, and I've made it like a little pocket, and it's got little flowers in there, so that's really, really sweet, isn't it? So they're quite hard. Lovely bit of lace on there. This one's got one of my little postcards on there, little flowery vintage postcards, a little bit of lace, a little bit of music paper, but I just thought they were really, really nice. Not necessarily to go into your journals. And look at this one, I popped a little flower with a little bit of bling on there, so they look like little flower pockets with a little bow on there. I was thinking, what did I do with it? This is a little folio that I was making on Instagram, which is lovely, which I've made from my spring papers. But I just think, look how lovely that is. If you have like a topper to a journal, I think that's really nice. If you're making some mini journals, I think these would look really, really lovely on there. I just think they're so, so pretty on there. Not necessarily like I said, to go inside your journals, but a little one on the corner. If you're making a little mini journal, that is the front, would be just so pretty. So I'm going to make a couple of these today. Now I've already cut these out. This is what I had left over, so do use any packaging that you've got, any recycling that you can do would be perfect. So all as I did, these are all different sizes. I've just cut it off like that, and then cut the little corners off. Now I've made these sort of like quite sort of like small. You can make them even smaller than that, or you can make them a lot longer than that, but I thought this was quite a nice size. Now I'm going to just pop these over here so I don't get them all grubby. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just rough up the edges of these, so it just looks nice and scruffy. So we're doing a little bit of sort of mixed media today, a shabby mixed media little project, but it'll be really, really nice. So I'm going to just scruff up them all. So how's your Saturday going? Have you had a good day? Is it just beginning, or is it just starting? Is it just finishing, not starting? At your end of the day or the beginning of the day? So there we go. Lovely, lovely. Now I'm going to use chalk paint because I do like chalk paint. You can gesso these if you've got gesso, or if you've just got some white acrylic paint, that's fine. If you've got white acrylic paint, add a little touch of brown just to make it a little bit creamy, so it's not so stark white, and it just makes it a little bit warmer. So just go over that just to dent those, just so on these ones it just makes it look a little bit tatty. Although you can't really see it too much, it does make it a little bit tatty, and I think it's sort of like that's a sort of really nice sort of shabbiness to it, isn't it? Now you'll get quite messy with this. Now I've got a little brush. Now I'm just going to brush this on willy-nilly as we do. I'm going to get nice and messy today. But I do like doing sort of tags. I was saying the other day that I haven't done mixed media or anything for ages, so I thought I'd sort of like, you know, bring it into the shabby video today. I think I'm going to use my sponge. Look, I've got bits of all sorts all over this. That's easier, isn't it? Like that. So just add that. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to go on there, because we're going to add a little bit of colour to this as well. Now again, if you didn't want to sort of like get messy, just cut out some tags and then add a little bit of digital paper, any napkins or anything like that to them. Get a little bit of, you know, cereal packet, food packaging of some sort, cut that out into tag sizes and then cover it with a little bit of book paper, or, you know, whatever you like to cover it in. Or if you don't have anything like that, you can use magazines. Cover it with a bit of magazine. There's all sorts of different ways that you can sort of make things, especially if you don't have a lot of supplies. You can always find something to make something with. So this is lovely. Look at me, lovely and grubby today. I've already done this. This chalk paint comes off your hands really, really easily. It doesn't sort of say, do you know me, this little bit, I like all the scruffiness to it, all the shabbiness. And I think this is chalk paint with a cream one. I think I've got mine in a little plastic bag. Yeah, this is the Rust-Oleum, and it's a cream one. You can get all sorts of different chalk paints. They're all pretty much the same. So yeah, use what you've got. There we go. Let's just get all this on there, and then we'll give it a quick blast. It dries very, very quickly as well. But I'll give it a quick blast with my heat gun as well. But it makes it all really scruffy. I think it's really, really lovely. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to get a wet wipe. I was quite prepared today. But this, once it's on your hands, when it dries, it doesn't sort of rub off onto anything. So if you keep it on your hands, look, can you see I've been colouring some seam binding again. I managed to get some very vintage seam binding. I'll show it to you in a minute. And I want you to compare it. Hang on, let me just get this off my hands. Let me just got little flannel to wipe it off. I'm going to just show you actually, while these are just sort of drying a little bit, I'm going to show you the difference. I should have got it before. Okay, I'm going to show you. This is the Hug Snug that I use, and it's a white one that I buy. And lots of you have said that you can't get Hug Snug anymore, so I do have another one of these, I think. No, I think this is my last one. And this is what I bought the other day. Now, I got this online, and this is a vintage seam binding. And you can see the difference. I don't know whether you can see the difference, but this one has got a really lovely, seems to be better made. This one seems very thin and see-through. So if you can get any vintage seam binding, give it a go if you can. It's not easy to get hold of. I look everywhere. And I managed to get some online, but I don't know whether you can see at all. This one's a little bit thinner, and this is just lovely. But this is a sort of a creamy colour. Look how much is on there. Oh, I'm so excited about that. I did colour some because I wanted to see what it would take, how it would take the colour, and it has taken it really, really well. Exactly the same. It scrunches up and does all the same thing as this seam binding. So I'm really, really happy. I managed to get a blue one as well, and the blue is beautiful. I got it, although I don't really use blue a lot. I did buy it. Right, let's see. So I'm making up some little packages. So, oh, look at that. So I will be adding that into my little packages that I'm doing, which will probably either go on Etsy or somewhere. I don't know. We shall see. Right, I'm going to quickly just give these a little blast with my heat gun. Okay, lovely. So they're sort of dry. I'm going to spray them anyway. So let's just put them out like that. And I've got these sprays. Now these sprays were from Journal Say, and they got a slight shimmer to them. Not quite sure whether you can see it because I went over this one with a bit of what's it called? Chalk paint. So it's got tiny, I can see it, but it's not really that clear because I did go over it again with a little bit of the chalk paint. So this is really, really lovely. So this is a pink one. You can sort of see the colours here like that. So this is the Journal Say, and they're so lovely, but it does come out pretty dark. So I'm going Can you see it just there? You could probably see the shimmer in it. Can you? I don't know whether I'm catching the light. So I'm just going to turn them over, just so it's got a little bit of pinky prettiness to it. Like that. And then I'm going to go in with, I think this is like a yellowy colour. Can you see it? Look, there you go. You can see the sort of gold in there, which does show in the spray, but it sort of like disappears because that was quite dark, and it's sort of, because we've got the, oh gosh, spray the right way. Because we've got the chalk paint underneath, it does soak it in, which is quite nice because I don't want it to be too dark. But I think the pink and the yellow look really, really pretty. I do have green, but I don't really want to try the green just in case it's too dark. And add another little bit of the purple or the pinky colour. I do like these little spray bottles. Nice and mucky today. Nice little mucky play. There we go. So that will go lighter. So I'm just going to quickly spray that with the, dry it, I mean. Okay, so that doesn't take long to dry at all. Just going to get rid of some more of that on there so we don't have too much mess. Right, so the big blobby bits, I don't want these big blobby bits. Where's my, yes, I'm just going to just go in there a little bit more. Oh, it's a bit too much, that's okay. Pop it on, cover it up, do it all again. It's all these lovely layers that we like. It just looks so lovely. Right, I'm going to just quickly go over that again, and then I think we're done with the painty bits. Okay, perfect. I'm hoping you can see that. Can you see any of that little shine on there? I hope so. But they're really pretty, aren't they? So what we are going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of, let's just do one. Let's just do one at a time. I'm just going to take a little bit of, just a tiny bit of music paper. Just pop it behind like that. Oh my gosh. My desk is just so crammed today. I was doing all sorts of things earlier. So I've got lots and lots of things on my desk. There we go. So we've got a little bit of that. Maybe I'll pop it on all of them while we're doing it. Just like this little bit of music paper. Let's tear that off. Again, you don't have to do your music paper. You can do a little bit of book paper if you've got book paper or music paper, anything on there. A little bit, if you've got a nice sort of flowery bit of digital paper or something like that, just so it gives it a little bit on the back. Oopsie daisy. Okay. Should have put that one at the top because we're going to cover it up with a little pocket. Like that, but maybe I'll add another piece to there. Let's put that across. Should I stick this piece? I'm going to stick that piece over there, I think. So it's the top or further up, like that. There we go. Lovely. Right, I'm going to, before I forget as well, I'm going to just add a little a little hole in here this way. Like that. There. This is such a lovely hole punch, and it's got really nice big, what does I think? I think this is 6mm hole. This is a Journal Say one. Journal Say do some lovely stuff, I must say. Look at that. See, just doing it like that, it's really lovely, isn't it? I like these edges. Now I'm not inking with Distress ink of the Vintage Photo or frayed burlap. I'm using Seedless Preserve, which is the lovely purple. So we've got a little bit of purple around the outside, because I do tend to use the Vintage Photo a lot, so I thought maybe we could use the lovely purple. Let's just pop a little bit on the back. A little bit of dot on there. I did put some white ink on the other ones, but I don't think I'll do it on these ones because you can't really see it. So it's just a sort of a bit of a waste. But the chalk paint gives it a lovely texture. So you've got a really nice texture on there. It's a bit sort of like the texture paste that you get. There we go. Look, oh, this is my water bottle. That's where I was colouring the seam binding. Okay, so 4 little tags. We are going to, I have a little pot in here, which I've gathered some bits and pieces in. So this is the seam binding that I coloured. I have a couple of little postcards, which we could probably pop on there as well, maybe. This little one might look okay. Actually, I'm going to go over it with, I'm going to grunge it up just a little bit. There we go. Just a tiny bit around the outside. These are the tiny postcards. These are the vintage ones that I scanned in. So this is the tiniest size. So I'm just going to just pop that around the edge. Which one should we go on? That one. And then I've got some little flowers. These are tiny little flowers. They come in little bundles like this, but I've just pulled them apart. You can buy those. I think I got these ones from Temu actually. So I'm just going to bundle 3 of them together. This is a darker one, slightly darker, like a little bundle, and then I'm just going to twist the little stems together like that. And then I've got, what have I got in here? I've got these little stamen thingamajiggities. Whoops. I'm going to pop those in as well. Turn those up, just twist those in, just so they come from the back. Whoops. Like that, so you can sort of see them in between. It sort of like pads it out a little bit. Now I'm going to actually just glue these onto there like that, and then we will make the pocket. So I'm going to just use a little bit of my glue gun just down there, and then just glue those on, just so it looks like a little bunch of flowers in there, like that. Lovely. Oh look, we've got that as a little pocket. But I think I might go with, well, that's the smallest one, isn't it? But I do like this. Just chop this off. This is really pretty, like a really pretty little pocket on there, look. They're just lovely. So again, just a tiny bit of glue gun on there. Whoops. Nice and simple. These are just so pretty, aren't they? And then we can put a little bow or something like that on there in a minute. But I just think it's lovely. I love them. Now, I've also got some of this, which is rather nice. Which is nice and shiny. Where's my other scissors? Here they are. Here they are. So, again, use lace, little bits of fabric. Again, if you didn't have any lacy bits, you can use a little bit of paper, wrinkle up some paper and make it. Just for me, if you had a little bit of newspaper, or not newspaper, book paper, you could just sort of like wrinkle it up like that. And then that would almost be like the little bunch of flowers inside, wouldn't it? Like that you could have. Which would look, actually that would look really nice in a little bit of lace, wouldn't it? Oh, maybe we'll do that. So you could do that. Put this one on there. Might actually put that on there and not actually have any flowers on this one. So that's sort of kind of similar to the other one that I did. I'm going to do that, I think. We want to make them, but we don't want to make them too fussy. We just need to add a few things to each one. I'm hoping that you might be able to catch that lovely glitter in this. Well, it's not glitter, it's just like a little shimmer, which is lovely. This can have a little bit of glue gun on. Like that. Pop that down. Tiny bit on here. Oops. You can leave that hanging off, or you can sort of cut that off. I think I might leave it, and then I'm going to pop a little bow on there. Oops, gluey fingers. There we go. So what was I going to do? I was going to, oh my gosh, I'm stuck up with a glue gun. We've got this piece of lace, so we could, I think that's too thick. It's a little bit too thick. What have I got? I've got pink. I've got some like pink tulle. Wonder whether that would work probably better. You want to just sort of gather it up like that, don't you? And then put your flowers in there. Oh, let's do that. Shall we do that? Flowers. Let's have some little pink flowers. There we go. There's little bits of fluff everywhere. We don't want those. Just wiggle those round. I've got some little white stamen things in here. Maybe I'll add those. Let's take some of these out. There we go. Nice little bunch of these. Pull them up. Pull them in and just sort of do a little twisty thing in there. Hold them together. We'll just do their thing. We can wiggle it around in a minute. I'm going to just hold on to that and glue it down. Just hold that in. There we go. It's just a tiny bit too long going down through there. Okay, look, I've got glue gun on this. That's going to come off. Right, I think I might put a little bit of lace coming down and then this. What do you think? This colour or the cream? Should we go for the creamy colour? This is just my lovely tool. We like a little bit of tulle. Let's just gather that up. Nice big bunch of it. Do we need that on there? Let's just hold that down. Do you know what I mean? Then this would really sort of bunch around it, wouldn't it? Oh, I like that. Let me do that a little bit better. So it's just, whether you can see this, just gather that right in. So we've got a great big bunch of it. And there, you could probably do this with a bit of cheesecloth as well, if you didn't have any tulle. So I'm going to hold on to that. So you need about 6 pairs of hands. Hold that down. A little bit of glue. And then like that. Then just stick this down. You can trim that little bit up if it's too long in the top. And then we could probably put a little bit of lace. Can you see? That looks really nice. I'm going to just trim this little bit. Oops. Because that comes up really high. Oops. Can you see it looks like a little bouquet of, well, it is a little bouquet of flowers, isn't it? Let's twist this bit in so it's a little bit tidier. Oh, I like that. I think it's a bit long. We want to be able to see the flowers, don't we? Let's just trim that up. Oops. There we go. I think I will put, what did we have this? This little lace pocket. Little lace pocket over the top. There we go. Just a tiny bit. Oh, I do like that. Look at that one. That's so pretty. Okay, so that's those. That one doesn't look finished, but we'll add a little bow and things to those in a minute. What should we do with this one? I've got this little piece. That's lovely. I just love this little pocket idea. I've got some of my little roses as well. Should we have these popping out the top? Just a few little rose bundles, but I'm going to put these, we'll have some of the white and some of the pink. Don't think we need that many. Gosh, I used to use these quite a lot. They're really, really handy little additions to sort of things. Do you know what I mean? To sort of like pad things out. Especially if you don't have too many flowers. Just don't need that one. Just little blob. Little blob on there. Spread them out a little bit. There we go. Oops. Then I'm going to just stick these sort of in between Go there. Little one there. And this one can go in the middle. Just like that. Okay, then we've got our lovely little, maybe I should have put that on first. Lovely little vintage pocket on there. Let's bring you over. Right, I'm going to just a little bit of glue this end. Yeah, I should have put this on first. So if you're going to do it, do put these on, your little pocket on first. There we go. There we are. Snip. Tuck it underneath. So pretty. I think this could probably do with a little something in there. And cut these little funny little things off. Maybe they could come. Oh, that looks quite nice. That's going to come from the back. There we go. Tuck that in. And little gluey strands everywhere. Look at that, that's so pretty. Don't think I've got another piece of that here anywhere. Got this. Any of this do? No. No, I don't think so. Oh, I've got some. Oh, that's a perfect colour, isn't it? Perfect colour to go with the roses. Maybe we'll just have that going along the top. Tuck you in. Oh, I like that. That's what we will do. A little bit on there. Like that. Perfect. Tuck you under. Quite like it where it goes just a little bit of an arch on there. Turn that round. There we go. Aren't they pretty? So pretty. Right, what we need a couple of little bows, don't we? Do we want a bow? What's this one? Should we have a little top piece? This could come out like a little... This lace is so soft. Double that over. Snip that off and pop it through that little loop, hopefully. Like that. I think I will make some little flowers tonight. I need to make some little seam binding flowers, I think. Just to add to things. That's pretty. I think I might cut that off. I think it sort of makes it look too big. That's better. That's lots better. Let's just ink that. Look at that. That's so much better. I think it was just too big. Made the tag look too sort of lopsided, isn't it? Right, what can we put on these? This little one, do we have the darker one on here? Right, I'm going to make a bow, or shall I use my bow maker? Let me just see if I can just make a little bow in there. There we go. Now I've got more seam binding, I'd like to sort of make a bigger bow with more in it, sort of a thicker one, just to sort of hang from the spine of your journal or something. There we go. Oh gosh, pulled the wrong bit. There we are. That's so pretty. This seems a little bit, sometimes seam binding can be quite soft. I coloured this with, that might be the reason why, I coloured it with oxide inks. And oxide tend to give it a sort of more of a matte sort of finish. A little bit harder finish, so I'm going to just hold that right there. Like that. Right up there. By the time these are used, they will be a little bit floppier. Then I'm going to just add a little bit to the top. These little tags would probably be nice with some of the little portraits, the little vintage portrait photos on. I do love those. Okay. Pull you up. There we go. Nice little simple projects today. A little bit messy, but very, 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 very simple and satisfying. I do like that when you make pretty things. Now I'm going to use, I think we will use some of this. This is some tulle, just to make the little fluffy bit at the top, because this will go lovely. Or I might just tie a knot in there. I think I might just see if I can get that through the hole. There we go. And just sort of tie a little knot in there, like that. Oh, that's so pretty. That makes it look very sort of shabby and feminine. It's a little bit too long. I'm going to try and, there we go, it's a little bit better. Makes it a little bit more feminine. I do think tulle makes things look very, very pretty and very sort of feminine and sort of light, don't they? I just like to stretch my tulle. There we go. Look at that, so pretty. What should we put on this one? Should we have a little diddy bow on here? Let's have a lighter pink one. A little smaller bow. Like that. Pull that down. Oopsie daisy. It's a lot easier with my bow maker. There we go. I think I might get my bow maker out quick. We got all right? We're all right for time, aren't we? Look at that. I'm going to do my bow maker because I do like my bow maker. Just gives you that lovely bow look. Seeing it's a bow maker, it makes lovely bows. Let's turn it over. I'm going to use my tiny, tiny ones. I can take them out. There we go. I would like to leave this out, but I really don't have enough room in here. Not enough space on my desk or anywhere. So I'm just going to put it as close as these together, and then I'm going to make a tiny little one, because I think it just needs that little tiny delicate a bow on there. So let's just hold that like that. And look at that. That just makes the perfect little bow, doesn't it? Just stick it so there's no dingly dangly bits. It's just going to sit on there like that. It's a little bit lopsided, but that's okay. We can live with that. Just pop that on there. Look at that, it just looks so pretty, doesn't it? Just so delicate. What should we have at the top? I think I might use not the pink tool. Oh, this might be enough. I'm going to double that over. That will make a nice pretty little top, won't it? I'm going to chop that down just a little bit. Look at that. That's so lovely, isn't it? That's a really simple little tag, but I'm loving the colour of it. I just think it looks so different than just having just normal tags, if you know what I mean. Adding a little bit of colour, because you've got the lovely sort of like yellowy cream, and then you've got the lovely purple here. But I was hoping you could see the little, I'll try and take some pictures of it with the lovely sort of like shimmer to it. Do we want a little bow on here? I think it probably does, doesn't it? Should we do one more of our little bows? This colour, I think. Unless I've got a colour in my whatever I did with that. I don't know what I've done with it now. Big box of seam binding, here we go. Right under my nose. Is there a colour? Is that a bit too bright? Oh, that might be better. Is that better? No, I think this one. I think stick with what we got. Stick with what I had. We'll try and have the little dingly dangly bit a little bit more. The little ends dangle down. Like that. So yes, if you like doing a little bit of mixed media, this is perfect, isn't it? Just to make some little tag backgrounds. You could probably do quite a few in one go, and then sort of like let them dry and then embellish them. But there's a little diddy one. How lovely. Let's chop that down like that. And pop you on. There we go. So I've got a very squeaky chair. My chair tends to sort of like go down. It's one that sort of like winds up, if you know what I mean, gets higher or lower. But I think the longer I sit my butt on it, the lower it goes, and it sort of squeaks a lot at the moment, so we need a little bit of oil, a little bit of adjusting. Look at that, isn't that lovely? Oh, I do like these, guys. I do like them. I think they're so pretty. Really, really lovely. So these are the ones that I did before. We've got that one. We've got this little one. And then I have this little one here. And that's just got a little flower on. Just tied a little bit of seam binding on there. With a little flower and a little bit of bling. But they are lovely. So the little pocket tags, really, aren't they? So look at that. Aren't they cute? I will try and do a close-up and see if I can get a little bit of that shine in there. We will see. But there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you give it a go. Have a lovely rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Alright, guys. Bye-bye.